Hey everybody, Charlie 92 here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. When we last left off, Herlock Sholmes here was telling us about his great deductions about what happened the night of the murder. Let's let him continue. Shed its original skin. No. I don't know what you are talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered next door. But here's the thing, snakes don't change their pattern when they shed skin. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared that the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled man. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. No. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Why India? A beloved speckled snake. I mean, there's deadly snakes everywhere. I would think Australia would have the worst ones. How Mr. Asagi died. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I've been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. No. Now, if we take that as fact, why would we? We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. True, but I don't think it was poison. The almost but not quite imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snakebite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There's no point feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. Snakes don't jump like that. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. That would belie something more energetic, such as the rodent, or a rodent, or like a rabbit or something. Puppy. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. Maybe even a cat? You don't... It's telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard minutes before his end. Yeah, a whistling sound. Were you whistling to get your cat, dog, or rat back? That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend. To train? Indeed, you put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training? It's not true. Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in once. And his venom would course through the victim's veins into his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. No, it's not. There can be no doubt my logic is infallible. Pretty fallible. Death by a venomous snake's bite. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes's great deduction of the speckled band. Does it, though? ... Miss Pavlova has trained her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor you will observe a saucer of milk. The promise of food is the key to training any creature. Yeah, but snakes don't really eat milk, do they? That sounds more like a cat or a rat. Incredible! You've solved the mystery. No, he hasn't. Amazing! Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Sherlock Holmes has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand. But you do have one left hand. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Holmes? But of course, what's on your mind? It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, and will answer both loudly and proudly. Oh, well, good. First of all, how does she keep a notebook in there? Snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. She had to have a book for that? You are well informed, madam. And reptiles, don't drink milk. Ah. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Well, there's something else. Snakes have no ears. Ah. Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling. But madam, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears? These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on snakes, Mr. Holmes. There is one other thing. You have more? Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins. Then it should try harder. There you go, Holmes. Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Holmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Is he asleep? Or is he just sad? Ellipses again for everybody. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, I was just talking about that. Oh no, you don't mean. Yes, we need to modify Mr. Holmes's latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be. I had a feeling that was coming. All right, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right. So cast your eyes down to your wrists again. What? Freedom! You've done it again. Your handcuffs are gone. Where did they go? Fear not, I shall see they're restored after our work's done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Version 2.0. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Topic 1, intruder's identity. A beloved speckled snake. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. The whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall these hard events, your aching heart smarts with pain. She does have a pained expression on her face. It looks like her hand, not her heart. Probably because she was reaching through. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Sholmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then? Let's take a moment and really look very closely at Miss Pavlova. It's not heart. Well, maybe it is. Right ear? Heart? Buttocks? It looks like she's holding her wrists. What else is causing her pain? Well, if it's not her heart, the only other thing I can see is her ear, but that makes no sense to me. We'll figure it out. Right ear. Let's present her right ear and see what happens. Despite being in the neighboring cabin, you failed to notice what was happening to Mr. Asagi next door. Ah, because she can't hear. And for that, you can't forgive yourself, can you? A feeling I understand all too well. The guilt is bad enough, but Mr. Sholmes' accusatory words add salt to the wound and hurt your ears. What precisely was your intention with that, Mr. Naruhodo? Just follow the natural progression of the deduction. Sometimes the truth hurts. Well, the truth is, you do not have a turn for observation or deduction. Did that hurt? We're going to lose one of our marks? Yes, a lot. Okay, so the ear was wrong. But the only other thing to choose is her heart. She really is feeling genuine pain, but what's really the cause of it? Let's have another good look at her and see if we can make sense of it. Yeah, the only other thing we can choose is her heart, which they said was wrong. Or maybe it's for the wrong reason. So let's go over her aching heart again. She really does look troubled. Yes, it's hard to believe she's putting that expression on to fool us. But if you look closely, it's almost like she's actually staring at something. At what, do you think? Perhaps something physically causing her pain. We should have a closer look. Can we look at her hand? Claw scratch. Ah, that's what I meant. Let's look at that. Oh, Naruhodo-san, look. That looks like a very painful wound. Looks like a scratch made by some kind of small animal. And fairly recently, too. Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here. That's it, right? We're just gonna... Can we look at her other ear? Her left ear. Let's present the claw scratch.
Yes!
Yes, when you recall those hard events, that claw scratch causes you pain. Smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night? Ah! When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. And when I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that pretentious night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without a doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. No. Seems likely a scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers. Unlikely. Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow. Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? What's the true identity of this friend of hers? We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. That's where we'll find the answer. It's in this pot. Also, I just noticed how his tie looks like a fish, and I adore that. Yeah, it's in the pot here. Teapot. Oh no, it's that picture of her with the cat. I have a feeling that it was this teapot Miss Lova's eyes flickered over to before. Think this is the friend she's been talking about? Well, we're all different, aren't we? Whatever we might say about it, if that's the way she feels, no, it's the picture of the cat. I got this wrong. I don't think I'll say anything about it then. You and the teapot can discuss it instead. Wait! That's not what I meant. It's this picture here. It's a cat! With a bell, and the bell is broken on the floor in the room. Look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. I can see why I would bring that with me too. She is exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. Little kitten with a bell. Let's look at it and then we'll present it. Look at the little cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling here. Oh, what a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san? For the blackest outfit. Okay. A black kitten. And from the look of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. Well, let's present that.
Yes!
Without a doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh no. The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Ah! Ellipses. Darka is my best friend. Aww, I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. Love Russian blues. And yet, the fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observation on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Yeah, the cats tell. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. Yeah, you're right on that. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? Oh, she's hiding something. No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying, but failing to conceal, can only be the snake's slough skin. No, it's not slough skin. Do you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would ever have known. Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He's ever so cleverly forced to reveal something. I thought deduction was his specialty. Or maybe making me believe that that was a ploy too. Or maybe making me believe that was a ploy too. Sorry for the cadence on that. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that's the skin of a snake. Yes, it's not. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? Oh, well, can we just look at it? What is that? It's like a cat toy, right? Well, it's speckled and it is a band, but what is it? Seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of cloth of some sort? And that looks like a handle on one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently. How is this a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they pounce to catch it. Ah, that sounds positively adorable. It is. Yeah, so let's just present that then.
Yes!
Cat's toy. Yes, the thing you're trying but failing to conceal is a cat's toy. Precisely, in the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Ah! And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can be only one answer to that. After a feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Yes, that sounds way more plausible. Ah. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Darka. Yeah! A truly troublesome feline, young Darka is proven to be. She must be caged once found. No. You will forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. The photograph of Miss Pavlova and Darka has been entered into the court record. Still doesn't fully explain how a friend died. It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Darka, she is so naughty. A beloved kitten. Solved. Alright, so how did he die? Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data which I have been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. Ah. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. No, not a venom. He fell. What Mr. Sholmes says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. That's right, but Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. Explained by a terrible venom. I would think this is the way to go. Ship's log. Postmortem report. Okay, so we do have this. We're going to examine this. Cause, yeah, so this tells how he was killed. So this is what we're going to use. This postmortem report. Let's present that. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the postmortem report. Ah, yes, I knew it was one or the other. Okay. His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Seaman Stroganov isn't some kind of immortal freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have it on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death conclusively. No, not the deceased body. He died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something, or someone. Yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep behind creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly. It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident. Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened? Yes, there is. The shoe polish. Boom. Let's go ahead and present that.
Yes!
Mark on the floor. Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is the positive shoe polish. Shoe polish. Indeed, positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I now carry as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Asagi's laced leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asagi must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Please, no. And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. No! I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asagi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. Wardrobe. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. No, in the wardrobe, which is why it's written on the floor. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? Can't be true, I refuse to accept it. It does happen. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what's happened. But, and if that's part of Mr. Sholmes, and if this part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. This bottle? No. This book? It's not in the case, right? I guess we have to look in the case, right? There's nowhere else to look. Traveling case. That's where Miss Pavlova hid her friend. That's right, and it wasn't a snake after all. No, it was that little kitten she calls Darka. Not that it's anywhere to be seen now. Seems to have let itself out of the case and gone exploring. I expect it's wrapped itself around someone's head somewhere trying to make a new friend. Either that or it's scratching their hand to pieces. The point is, where has it got to? Can I look at anything else? Case. Can't move, right? Huh. You hid the evidence that links you into the traveling case. I don't see anything else I can, like, click on. Can I move with the B and the M? No, I can't. She's looking this direction. Thought it was the desk. Well, let's present the case and see what happens. No, we're going to lose one of our marks. I know this case is innocent here, but I can't help feeling that it's caused us rather a lot of headaches today. So, I'm going to accuse it anyway. Yeah, alright, we're wrong. Are you quite concentrating? You've identified exactly what I did originally. Yeah, but I couldn't pick anything else. Oh yes, so I have, sorry. Well, I do understand. As imitable as I am. People do like to try, but you won't make a grand detective like that. Not even a great detective's assistant. Nor. An assistant's assistant, then. Alright, I'll think again. Alright, we lost another one of the thingies, but like... Still can't bring myself to believe it. Just seems so unlike Kazuma-sama to stumble carelessly and then fall to his death. No, it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But I have a feeling there's something here in this cabin that links Miss Pavlova. So, how can I look at anything else? I guess we're going to have to find out next episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and or a subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.